Hey guys, today we'll go over one of my fun favorite guns I had a while ago. This is an air pistol. Yes, it's an air pistol. And it's a GAMO V3 BB gun. It's a BB pistol. .177 caliber. It's a BB gun. GAMO made this a long time ago. This is probably around what, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 years old. Had it when I was just having fun with this, target shooting in the backyard and stuff. But basically, it's made in Spain. Kept it for a long time, made in Spain. It's definitely not a toy. This is just for shooting little targets and stuff. Overall, it's one of those things where it's pretty neat. It just feels great. Feels like a replica of something. I don't know, 911. I have no idea. I'm not really a gun guy. I just love playing with air guns. But what I really loved about it was that, the safety was very easy to get to. It looked really cool. The fact it has, a skeleton trigger. And the fact that the clips actually came out pretty well. Basically, the entire air cylinder is actually on top, on part of the clip. So you basically really don't have, as you can see, it replaces basically your air chamber every time you switch your clip. So each of these clips actually hold about, let me put this away. Each of these clips hold about 22, I think, 22 or 17 rounds of BBs in there. It just loads it in. I think this is about 6, 8, 10, 9. Yeah, about 16 to 17 BBs that slot right in. The beauty of the design was that, usually when people shoot CO2 pistols or anything that's like a 12 gram CO2 cartridge, basically it only shoots about 20 to 30 good shots before it starts losing air mass or the potency of the air. So long time, basically it's good to basically have it's good for about 20 shots, to be honest. 20 to 30 shots off of one of these CO2 cartridges. Not very efficient, to be honest, but I just love the fact that it came with little clips like this that you just, after you're done, you basically put a new one in and have it ready, right? So you can shoot, take off the clip and swap to the next one pretty quickly. So box on the bottom, and then basically this thing releases the clip, slides right out, switch to the next one, bam bam bam, oop, and it slides out again. Very, very awesome. They discontinued this, which is kind of sad, but at the same time this is not a very accurate air pistol, nor is it very powerful. Shoots like 400 feet per second or something like that, and because it's actually a kind of a blowback without using air, or even if it did use air, it's still a waste of energy. Because the trigger pull, it feels like about I don't have an actual scale or anything, but it's actually pretty hard to pull the trigger, compared to the vigiliante I reviewed previously. This is very kind of hard to actually get an accurate shot. So if I move this down, there's so much, the whole gimmicky part about it is that it's moving the whole thing. It looks like you're shooting. That's really cool. But the problem is that it's not very accurate because you have to use so much finger. It takes so much, it takes a lot of strength to pull this trigger, which causes it to basically shake every time you fire it. So every time you do it, it's not very that accurate. Hold it, maybe with two hands or something. But it doesn't feel, it's really fun to shoot, but it's not very accurate to shoot. And after a while, your finger gets really tired, of shooting this. It just takes too much pounds to move this trigger. And the spring inside too. But overall, I love how it looked. I love the fact that these clips just basically, swap to change. And pow, 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 pow. And basically, you switch it to the next one, which is really cool. The thing I think I don't really like about this design not that the clip isn't good, the clip is really good. But I think their later clips, what they did was they made this notch a little too high. So basically sometimes when you load it, it doesn't want to come out. It's unlocked, you have to kind of pull it. The original one, when it came, the one that came with the pistol and I think the first generation ones, the notch was a little thinner. So it basically slid on and off pretty quickly. It was still very accurate, very useful, but it slid very well. Another thing that I don't like about the design is the release for these BBs. So sometimes this little sheet of metal that's holding it back, when you slot it in, it releases, and basically one will fall out, might fall out. Overall, it's an okay design. I never really had that much of an issue with it, but once you start firing fast, this might actually loosen, and you might have one or two that shoots out at the same time. I mean, kind of rare, but you know, still pretty fun. But again, after a while, your finger gets really tired. But at the same time, it is really, really fun to shoot. And of course, please, this is not a toy, you know, if you're shooting in the backyard, make sure you're safe and everything. Or it's safe to shoot, or bring it to, well, you're not going to bring this to a gun range. You're definitely not going to bring it to a gun range. Unless it's someone else's backyard or something like that. But play safe, and, you know, just make sure you abide by all the gun rules. Especially when this is an air pistol. But overall, it's only about 425 feet per second using CO2. Basically has about a good, like 20 to 30 shots on 112 gram CO2 cartridge. Overall, it feels nice. It's nice and heavy. It's metal. This is plastic or polymer, and it feels really good to hold. And heck, it has the little dots on the sides already, which is really cool. I can't tell, like the other ones, I can't tell if it's rifled. I'm pretty sure it's a rifled barrel, but not that it matters. It's only about this much of barrel, probably around 3 inches of barrel that you're using. So in terms of power, it's probably not fully utilizing the power like compared to the crosman. With the crosman vigilante, right? Basically, it has a much more longer barrel length, compared to where the barrel starts and ends. This is probably around 3 inches or so, 3.5 inches. This is pretty much a good 5 inches. I don't know. I'm not being very precise here, but no, wait. I do have a way of doing this. These are 1 inch squares. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 inches. 6 inches of barrel for the crosman, and roughly if this was actually placed right there, that means let's align it to there, to pop there. So we have 1, 2, actually it's a little longer than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 inches, I guess, or maybe less. Nope. Right here, right there to there. Still about 3 inches. 1, 2, 3, about 4 inches. Roughly 4 inches for the barrel. So, oh well. Still pretty cool. I still love this gun. It's really fun to shoot, and it's also just fun to play with. But is it really that worthwhile? Probably not. That's probably why I discontinued it, to be honest. Yeah, they totally discontinued this, and that's why GAMO doesn't make this gun anymore. Cool to fire. Looks really cool, feels really great, you know, really cool reloading design and clips. You know, in case you haven't seen it, basically the CO2 goes in here. But overall, really hard to shoot accurately, to be honest. It's not very accurate of a gun. You basically have a pretty, maybe if you're, you know, 10 feet away, you could shoot something. But overall, you're just spraying, to be honest. It's really accurate. On the other hand, this guy is a lot more accurate because you could basically pull it back. And even though this takes a lot of effort to pull too, it's heavy enough. This is pretty heavy too, but most of this heaviness is right here and it's centered. This one, I could shoot really accurate because, and not by just, you know, shoot like this, but more like by doing a single shot. Then you have almost no, you know, recoil or any other stuff. You basically, it's a very, very precise shot if you want, or if you're aiming for accuracy, right? So still love both guns. I love them. This one they still sell this, you know, the Crosman Vigilante. They also have like a 357 version of this, which is, this part's a little different. I still love this guy because it just looks great. Just good to keep. I'm just collecting the stuff for fun. They don't make them anymore, but for the Crosman, same thing. Same field type, or the CO2 type. Just put lock and load and just screw it into the bottom here until it goes up and it goes in there. And you can shoot for about 30-40 shots pretty accurately. For this guy, it's a little different. There's a release button on the side of the clip. And it, again, same thing, just screw in the CO2. So I am not going to open a CO2 because I don't really need to. Just believe me, you just basically put it in, you squeeze it up until it's kind of firm, and then you quickly screw it even tighter so it punctures it to go into this chamber. The interesting thing about this is fast reload. So basically you just hold down the spring, it clips to the side, it locks open. You can feed BBs right into this thing if you do it kind of skillfully. All you need is hold it at an angle that run down the rail, and it reloads pretty quick. And you slide it up and it locks in. Perfect. Nice. But anyways, guys, that's pretty cool. This is the, you know, the GAMO V3, the discontinued product that they don't no longer make anymore, but still fun to keep and just for fun, just to collect. But yeah, they don't make any things anymore. I don't even know if they actually still, you know, produce these clips anymore. So glad I bought an extra spare one because I doubt if I could find another one of these things. But yeah, it's neat how the hammer will hit this little trigger back here. Boom, and then it releases the gas and shoots a little pellet out the front. Very, very cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, this is really neat. It's a good size, you know, pistol for air pistol. It's just more fun than anything else. It's more of an aesthetic thing and just for fun to shoot. And target practice in the backyard or something, if you could shoot in the backyard. But overall, it's one of those things where if you're, you know, college years and stuff, or not even college or high school, you figure you play with this, or if you're just a hobbyist, you'll play with this for shooting and for fun, and where you don't have to go to a gun range and pay a lot of money to shoot. But still for fun in the backyard or inside an enclosed, like in the garage, you set up a trap and a shoot BB trap or something, and it'll be perfect. Basically, you can shoot all day long if you want, indoors if you want to. Just be very, very careful. Watch out for ricochets. But if you build a correct trap, you know, I'm gonna probably make a video on how to make a trap. You could use some. It's actually pretty simple. They used to tell you how to do it in those Daisy. When you buy these guns, they actually tell you how to actually build one. So maybe I'm gonna show you, well, make a video on how to make one of those BB traps so you can shoot indoors or outdoors, so that you really don't have to, you know, you could be safe while shooting it and capture all your BBs that shoot out, because they eventually go everywhere. And it's not really the BBs that are scary, it's actually that pellets. So these guns, this one could shoot lead, could shoot the lead pellets, and also my larger, my other guns actually shoot lead pellets, like the 22 caliber lead pellets. But the problem is that lead is toxic, and you want to capture all that stuff and make sure you dispose of it correctly, instead of like just put it in the dirt and soil and have it completely ruin your, your soil and put toxins in your soil. Not really fun. But with BBs, they're just steel balls or copper coated steel, which is really cool. The worst it does is rust, versus lead. Basically gets into, it's just bad. It's just toxic. Things eat it, or it might just ruin your water supply, and that's when things really suck. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you find this entertaining. It's and enjoyable. It's really just fun to just make little videos like this just for fun. And I have a lot of this stuff laying around, so it might be fun to you know, like this stuff is discontinued. They don't make this anymore, but it's still fun to enjoy, and hope other people enjoy it too. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye. See you next time. Please subscribe.